welcome back to my channel. My name is V. If you're a new subscriber, welcome to the family, and if you're an old subscriber, thanks for coming back. For today's video, we are going to be talking all about online examinations. I have mine coming up very soon. I'm very stressed about it, but I'm here to somehow calm your nerves down while simultaneously calming my nerves down. And I'm here to talk about how I'm revising for them, how to prepare for them, what are online exams, what's an open book exam, and just how do we get through this, because we're all in this together. So grab a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, a notebook, whatever you need, and let's get straight into the video. So the first thing I want to say is, when I'm revising for my online exams, I begin by going through my class notes. Those are the most important things to me because they are what my tutor was directly saying to me about the subject at the given time that I was learning it. And I make pretty good notes when I'm writing my notes in class and stuff, because I know that I will use those for the majority of my revision when it comes to revision time. So my class notes are quite like sick and they have a lot of information. And also when the class is over, I tend to go home and rewrite what I'd written and like add extra notes and information from lectures and stuff, so it ends up being a bigger document than just class notes. So whatever that is, I'll just call it class notes, but it's an amalgamation of various things that I'd have picked up during the week. And then the next thing that I do is I reread my essays, but I don't reread just my essay as it was. I reread the marked version. So when I go through it and I reread it, because I wrote it and then I heard it giving feedback back to me and I studied the topic, I already know what I wrote, but I might have forgotten what my teacher said about what I wrote. So I go through paragraph by paragraph, reread it, then only write down my ideas after I've read what my tutor had said on the outsides where it's marked, and then I make a very comprehensive note of that essay. So I take like a 6-page essay, because it's like double spaced, and I turn it into like half a page of handwritten notes. Then on that same topic or the same theme that I'm tackling, I go through and I make a document of quotations. So I have one side will have my quotes on it and the other side will have all of my like archaeological evidence that can match it, just so I have like a bank of notes that I can refer to very quickly in the exam, and that I can see it, and no matter what the question says, no matter what the theme is, there's a range of material that I could apply to that. So it's really important for me because obviously I'm a classical archaeology and ancient history student or whatever, you know, so I need to have a bank of evidence with me all the time. Then I will go ahead and start to re-watch some key lectures that were really helpful, but I will watch those on full speed while I'm doing other things, like maybe I'm sorting through folders, or maybe I'm walking, I've got it in my headphones. It won't be like a full sit down in lecture mode. It's just me rehearing it, just because my mission is to rehear the same material over and over again until I can apply it to whatever question comes up on that same theme and topic. Then the next thing that I will do is start to make essay plans. Now these for me are absolute lifesavers. I don't know why, but making essay plans just helps to get that topic and theme into, I don't know, it just helps make it a lot more clearer in my mind. I can now see it and visualize, and if I've got the core theme or topic in the center of my mind map or my essay plan, I can then spout out all the questions that have came up around that theme before, and I can see whether I'd be able to answer any of those questions. And if I can, then it means I've understood the topic properly, because I can apply it to anything else. So doing past papers and looking at past exams and things is so helpful, because you will literally know if everything you've been doing above that I've just spoken about, watching lectures, making mind maps, looking at class notes, essays, all that stuff, you will see whether or not that has gone in when you start doing practice past papers. If you still can't answer anything after you've gotten to the stage of doing the past papers, then obviously the information hasn't gone in well enough, but it's okay because you've still got this phase of making essay plans, which means it will eventually get into your mind and you can regurgitate that, or not regurgitate, I don't want to use that word because that's not what we're doing here. We're learning material to be then able to apply it to any question or theme that comes up. And then the last thing that I do when I'm preparing for my online exams is I make an overall sheet. So after I've got all of these bits and pieces flying around, I then have an overall A4 sheet with all of the ideas about a certain theme theme or topic or exam type of question on one piece of paper that I can look at and see it on the exam day and just quickly look and quickly close. Because with open book exams, if you guys are wondering what those are, you're essentially allowed to have your notes and the books and the key texts and your phone and stuff on you on the day of the exam. And obviously a lot of people would be like, well, isn't that like cheating? So technically it's not cheating because the examiners have actually allowed it. You are allowed to have your notes. However, it can get complicated. So I've actually sat an online exam. It was a mock nonetheless, but I've sat one. And what I found on that day is when you start looking through those notes, the clock is ticking. Like, you actually don't have the time to spend researching the question you're looking at because it will throw you off. It's best to apply the knowledge that you've already got in your mind, that you've already structured, and like it's sitting in there and you can just do it. So when I've been revising for my online exams, I've been revising like I normally would, but just doing a little few things differently. Like, for example, for my exam on Thucydides, I have already got like a timeline of the key things, the key events and key dates and key people, and I can have that next to me, plus a map of Greece, and I can just glance at that to help me, because now that it's no longer a memorization game, you can have key things that you need, like dates, quotes, all that kind of stuff, but you can't prepare for what question's going to come up because it will be something you've never seen before. So yes, you can have your notes and stuff, but it will never be complete cheating or cheating because you don't know what's going to come up and you don't know how you'll respond to that question and what you may have prepared for. Maybe you've made an essay notes of how to do it step by step, but the question you'd planned for doesn't come up. So I don't think it's cheating at all, and obviously it's not, because everyone across the country is going to be doing open book exams just because the universities cannot check what we're doing, so they might as well allow us. But yeah, when I had my online exam, it was difficult to actually stop writing and look at notes. Like, you lose the flow of what you're doing. So I actually don't think it makes a difference. On my mock exam day, you guys saw my video. I filmed I think the entire thing kind of, and it's just, I was just typing, because once you're in that zone, you just have to trust that you know enough and that you don't need to go and cheat on the internet. And I just don't think you'll have the time. Truthfully, I don't think you'll have the time to be researching things and stuff. I know that I don't think I will be. I'm simply gonna have, this is not it, this is like a rough piece of paper from another time, but I'm gonna have something like this on the day of each exam on 3 different things that I hope will come up. So I'll have one on like nudity, this is for sexuality and gender. I'll have one on nudity, one on masculinity, and then one on gender relations, for example. And I'll just have these 3 things with key quotes on it, key archaeological facts, themes and ideas to explore, and that's it. Any more than that, you're gonna like slow yourself down, because you might feel like you need to include every single thing you've made on notes, and then you'll completely ignore the actual question at hand. So I think it's always important when you're doing revision to be flexible in your revision and map out key ideas, themes and topics, but don't plan for a specific question because you just don't know what's going to come up, right? So that's one thing that I would say is don't be too strict on yourself and try to plan the exact question that's going to come up, because you just will never know. So yeah, that's it. That is how I'm revising for my online exams. I'm just essentially going to have a bank of notes that I'm making, because like I said, we're no longer trying or having to memorize the stuff that we are going to be writing anymore. So I think having a good set of notes, that's what's going to save us in these exams, is go in there with a good set of notes that will guide you but will not necessarily restrict you or make you feel like, oh, I have to answer this question in this way because that's the only way I revised it. So try your best to be as open with your open book exams as you can be and be flexible. So yeah, that is how I am revising. Hope that made sense. I'm sorry that this was like quite short and snappy to the point, but there's really not much to say. Online exams are new territory for all of us. I prefer the handwritten old school way of sitting in exam rooms, but unfortunately, due to what's going on in the world, we can't have that. But obviously, fortunately, the schools are finding an alternative for us to still sit our exams. That's a lot safer and will save lives, so I'm grateful for that aspect of it. But obviously, I miss the old way that I'd revised for and learned how to do for the past 4 years. But we move, it's all good. I don't want to hear it, don't want to hear it, don't want to hear it because I'll stress myself out. But that is how I'm revising for mine. I hope you guys enjoy this video. When you see it, it will be Wednesday and hopefully it'll be 5 p.m. when it comes out and you guys can enjoy. Comment down below if you've got any cool methods that you're using for your open book exams, because my methods might not be working for anyone or everyone, so comment down below to make sure you help our community. I love you guys so much. As I always say, we are going strong. I can't believe that we're on 134,000 subscribers right now. This is absolute insanity, but I am so grateful and I can't wait to see you in the next one. So bye bye, bye bye, bye bye.